Thank you so much, everyone, for your participation and your attendance. We're going to introduce first our first speaker today, Sandra Hassan. She's an executive business advisor, strategist, and management specialist. Sandra has a proven track record of coaching and consulting that exceed her clients' expectations. She excels at building systems and coaching staff in patient care. Her extensive hands-on experiences in both dental and medical endeavors give her a solid foundation to coach from. She started in the dental field over 25 years ago and was introduced to Fortune methodology, which led to her pursuit of coaching. Her varied involvements include the development of business plans, loans, visas, and a trade engagement, case presentations, sales, accounts receivable, management, productivity, staff training, peak performance culture, patients, client care excellence, marketing strategies, cost management, and more. Sandra is a firm believer in continuous improvement. She attends the University of Houston for continual learning, and she graduated from several management programs offered by a national company. She has a hunger for learning and enjoys inspiring people. Sandra has outstanding interpersonal skills and a will to succeed. Sandra's ability to focus on the issues that will transform your business and her ability to discern the crucial challenges of the business provides an exceptional opportunity for you to reignite your business. Please welcome Sandra. Sandra, the microphone is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the introduction. My goodness, you really lift up my spirit. So it's great to be here. Thank you all for attending this masterclass. Let me go ahead and start with a bit of an introduction of what we're going to be talking about today. So I will be sharing my screen, and the whole conversation is going to be based on a spinach pizza cut into 3 pieces. And you will think, what? Well, this is what we call the 3 areas of knowledge, okay? We have a lot of things that we know that we know that we know. So one of those things is that small little slice of pizza that looks like about 10%, which in reality, if you get to maximize all your capability of knowledge, of knowing everything that you can think of. Majority of the people have not even acquired that 10% in their lifetimes. Those that come close to it are called genius, Albert Einstein's, for example. But we do have that 10%, that is that things that we know about business, about life, about ourselves. The second piece of the pie is slightly bit bigger, and you can consider that to be 30%. And that would be something that we call the things that I know that I don't know. So a lot of you, business people, executives, entrepreneurial individuals, have a lot of things that you know that you don't know, but they're crucial in order for you to go to the next level, to achieve your goals, to have success. I would highly recommend that you write down right now, if you can think of anything that it's crucial for you to know and to master and make that part of the things that I know, which will be that 10%. So from the 30%, start creating a list. What is it that I know that I don't know, but it's crucial for me to know, in order for me to go to the next level, to master it. So, because again, this is a masterclass on business, how to go to the next level, right? So a lot of you now may be thinking, so what is that other huge, big piece of the pie, all right? It's a huge pie. It's a huge piece of that pie, or that pizza, whichever you want to call it. Those are the things that we don't know that we don't know. And that's what I call the discovery process. That's one of the favorite areas of mine with my clients, because it's where we find out so much about life, what we think about money, what we think about people, what we think about ourselves, what we think about business, what we think of the world as a whole. So I invite you today to please jump into the I don't know that I don't know, have an open mind, and just jump in there with no hesitations. Just be open-minded, right? And learn something new. So let's discuss the things that I don't know that I don't know, right? So one of the things that as a business individuals, we don't know that we don't know is first that we do know that we have a passion, we have a vision, right? We want to do something great. We want to be self-owners. We want to provide jobs for other individuals. We want to create an impact in the community. We know a lot of those things. We know that we don't know how to run all the business engines, which are 5, and it shows here. You have the finance, you have the people, sales and marketing, technology and systems. And the thing that we don't know is because we're not all experts, or we didn't go to school to master in HR, for example. Not everybody has an HR degree, with the marketing degree, with the finance degree, and all these other things that comes with owning a business, with becoming a CEO of your organization. But you have to know. And that's the reason why I asked earlier, make that list. It's very important. So out of those 5 business engines that runs the whole vision of your future, today we're going to talk about 3 in particular, okay? So, and by the way, these 5 business engines are in any organization, from a hair salon to a global corporation, right? Now, they're crucial in every organization, small, large, massive, doesn't matter. You will have them, even if you have a very, very small business, you will have them. All right, so today we're going to talk about organizations. We're going to talk about people, and we're going to talk about technology and why that's crucial. Why is it crucial to have a monitoring system in your workplace or your business? Why is it crucial to understand the data, to have industry analysis, market analysis? Why is it crucial to have it done at least every 3 years? Okay, we'll talk about more. Why is it crucial to have systems in place that tells you exactly the health of your business, right? And why is it crucial to create an unstoppable culture and have retention and have a well environment for your teams? Well, the demand is there, and we'll show you why. So when you start your business, usually you have something that looks like this, right? You need to generate X numbers of dollars and X numbers of time in order for you to have the break-even point and call it even. Finally, you're making money, you don't owe anybody anything. But then what happens? Well, what happens is that you go into what we call the whirlwind, the roller coaster of life. There's a great book that I recommend called The One Thing, all right? And it's all about what is it that we do consistently, efficiently, in order for us to not just stay plateau, but continue to grow and have exponential growth in a healthy business. So at the beginning, it looks like this. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this before, right? So there's a huge gap between the timing and the number of dollars that we need to generate. At that point, it's all losses. A business, if it's not well strategized from day one, okay, moving forward with a great business plan of at least 5 years, if it's not well planned, well strategized, that business could fail in between 15 to 18 months. So because we know that, we've done the research, right? We implement strategies that will prevent that going down, that plunge before it happens, and that exponential growth continue to be at least 30% year after year. And you would say, why 30%? Well, there's something called attrition. It happens to every single business, again, from nail salon, hair salon, to global corporations. And it's a loss. It's a loss of the business. It happens every single year. It's 10%. So if you're not growing, you're definitely losing. So you must make sure that you have strategies in place of exponential growth of at least 30%. Why? We replace 10, we gain 20. Simple. That's a healthy business. Now we want a very successful, extraordinary business, right? Again, this would tend to look like this, okay? By the way, this is a monitoring system for someone that's having a heart attack. Yes, your business is going through the same kind of stress, and it's giving you personally that stress. We don't want that. We want stress-free environment, a business that is flourishing, that is healthy. So yes, sometimes we have those peaks and valleys. We gaining, we're losing, we're plateau. We don't know what's happening. Economy goes up, economy goes down, inflation, all those things. And those things will happen. Trust me, they will happen. But how can you set up a system where you know what it says, when is it going to happen, or it could happen? What are the things that you need to be proactive about, not reactive about? And how you can implement strategies that do work, and who are going to be the key people who are going to be running those strategies, because culture eats strategies for breakfast. So what does your culture say? Who do you have in what seats that is running the show that is impactful, that is giving you the very best of their energies, their traits? So who's in your team, in other words? What you really want is this: slow and steady, but exponential growth always. Not a whole lot of the heart attack scenario, right? This is what we want. It's healthy. You may not see exponential growth sometimes, like peaks, but you're not going to see those valleys either. You're not going to have that plunge. You're going to have steady growth. So for that, it's crucial that you know exactly where is your business today. Not only where is, as far as the numbers, where is it sitting, in what geographical area it's sitting? What does it say about changes of geographical areas? What does it say about the market? Okay, what is the demand nowadays? What are people asking of you and your service or product? You must know that. What does your culture is doing to preserve the integrity of the quality control of your vision? Where is it that you want to be 5 years from now, and how you can attain that? Right now, the whole world is actually 60% at main capacity, okay? Workflow capacity. There's a great demand. A lot of people decided to retire early, stay at home, work from home. Some of the individuals decided that they just want to just jump in and go into their own business. And probably some of you may be here today, and that's great. There's nothing better than having your own. However, now you're going to be an employee entrepreneurial individual. How can you hire people? How can you become the CEO of your organizations, so that way you get paid for what you know, not what you do? Because I think that's one of the reasons you decided to go into entrepreneurship, right? So how to be successful with the people that we have, with the systems that we implement, and the growth that we want to achieve. So again, it's all about knowing exactly where you are. This is an example of a business that we monitor day in and day out. This is day 1 and day 2, actually July 27, July 28 of 2021. It tells me exactly what each provider is doing. We have goals for them, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals. Daily goals, it tells me whether they made and exceeded their goals, whether they acquire the new clients that they need to acquire daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. It's telling me how close and how far off we're getting to hit and exceed our goals. It's also telling me what it's not working. So what you see in red, it's what's not happening, what's not meeting and exceeding its expectations. So if I see a lot of red, that means we're bleeding, right? Yes, we're bleeding. So because there's a monitor in place, this individual knows exactly when to act, not react. So what if you had a app or some kind of AI, okay, artificial intelligence, that at the push of a button on your phone can tell you exactly the behavioral of your business, right? And those KPIs, they're so crucial. And you can actually see 24/7 what's happening with your business without you having to find out at the end of the month with your CPA whether you were able to pay bills or not pay bills, whether you make some money and be able to pay yourself and be able to invest in something else. This is the reason why it's crucial to understand the nature of your business, the health of your business, and how to be proactive with your business. Because if you're growing exponentially, then you have a better chance to invest in those other things that are also extremely crucial for your business. For example, life insurance, right? 401k for your team. We'll talk about more and why that's crucial. It reinvests back into the business, exponential growth, merging and acquisitions, acquire another business, fuse your business with something else that is going to give a boost, a B12 for the business, right? It's all about the health of the business. So this is one example. I get to see it because I get to monitor this particular business. And if I see as a business advisor that something's not going the right direction, then we can mastermind with the owner and say, this is the new strategy. We're going to change gears here because we see a pattern, right? And we need to go ahead and take care of that pattern before it becomes a mammoth. So that's the beauty of monitoring your business. Monitor everything. Have a CRM in place, have a management system in place, have something that tells you exactly where you are today. I'll be happy to give you some pointers if you want to schedule something later on with me, but this is just an example. There's a ton of AI out there, okay? There might be one specifically for you, I guarantee you. Here's another way that you can know how to stay relevant. Key point, staying relevant. It happened to a client of mine years ago. He was in Bel Air when Bel Air was just those little bitty houses. And it was very conservative area. And a lot of people, again, had been living there forever and ever. All of a sudden, Bel Air became this mammoth of millions and millions of dollar homes. We had at least 5,000 new people moving into Texas every month from New York, California. So younger crowds, younger family, and they're required or demanded the latest and the greatest. So because of the demographics change around my client and the demand also changed around him, he had two choices: to take from retirement, put back into business, keep up with the guy next door, or retire sooner and not fulfill his whole career. I don't want that to happen to any of you. So I want you to stay within the market. I want you to be always the creme de la creme. I want you to stay relevant, okay? Know the demand, where it's coming, what the demographics is saying about where the demand is gonna come from. So this is part of what we do. We provide you with information that it's crucial. It tells you exactly per mile, 3 miles, 5 miles, 50 miles, 25 miles, who is living around you, what their income is, what their background is, race, culture background. It's a lot, especially if you're selling something like a emotional item. A lot of people bring in stuff from their home countries and they want to sell it to another fellow from their home country, right? Those products may not be effective, or that business may not be effective in an area where that product, there's no demand for it. There's not that population. So you need to know exactly where you're sitting, where you're standing, and what the demand says in that area for your business. We do this from business to consumers, or we can do it business to business as well. But it's crucial to understand exactly what the data means to you and to your business. Now, I would highly recommend that you do this at least every 3 years, because demographics are changing dramatically every 3 years. Same thing with industry analysis. The industry analysis, the reports that we get, it's only good for 3 years. Why? Because the change is so fast. Also, now the demand is not just the city or the state or the country, it's globally. So understand exactly what your business needs, wants, desires is at the global level, right? And also at the local level. So these are some of the studies that I would love for you to get your hands on. So when you do your marketing campaign, you're more effective because you know exactly what your target audience is, where your dollar money is going to go, and what the return on investment or the likelihood of that return on investment look like, okay? I want you to be effective with everything that you implement in your business. Culture, we talk about why is it crucial to have a great culture in the workplace nowadays? Well, again, we're only 60% manpower capacity. And I was reading a article on Wall Street Journal that November of last year, we had $4.5 million million people, resigning from their workplace. 4.5 million people. So yes, we are looking for individuals to come and fulfill those roles. But the number one criteria why those individuals left Majority of it, yes, part of it was the pandemic, but majority of it, listen to this, is because they did not just want a position. They wanted to be heard. They wanted to be valued. They wanted to feel part of their team, part of something. They wanted to have a purpose. So most employers provide a job, but what they're looking for right now, it's a career, right? They're looking for a purpose. How many of you believe that as a business owner are responsible for the well-being of their employee? You don't have to answer me directly. You can do it in the chat. I want to see how many of you think that you are or you're not responsible for the well-being of your employees. If you're a great leader, and if you want to have what we call generational wealth, if you want to leave a legacy, you will care, because those individuals are the ones running the show. And without them, there's not much we can do, really. So each individual has 6 areas of needs, okay? They have their personal vision, and these are the 6 areas of life mastery for them, and for you too. So we start with emotions. They need to feel less stressed. They need to feel acknowledged, valued in the workplace. It's a great need nowadays to be compassionate, to have great leaders. They also have the need to feel physically involved, not just paper pushers, as they call it. They actually need to feel they're creating something, building something together, okay? Purpose. In relationships, also, again, they want to feel that they're working with you, not for you. If you can create that culture in your workplace, you're going to be successful. I guarantee you that. And spiritual and contribution, if your organization has managed to be able to contribute to the community. I have a team that they provide 10% of what they create. Every Thanksgiving, they provide 10% of what they generate in sales and revenues to the food bank. And the one that actually goes and contributes physically is the team on the weekends, because it's easy just to write a check, but also they want to be part of it. So they know that they go physically feed the hunger, but they're also doing something at work that makes a bigger, better impact. There's a ton of organizations that you can be part of. It costs you nothing, because the energy and the will of your team will create that. So again, they need that. They need to feel that they're actually part of something greater, bigger than themselves. And if your vision is to be able to provide that, then great, fabulous. Kudos to you as a leader. Purpose and career. Like I said, they don't want a job. They don't want a position. They want a career. They want a place where they can feel proud to say, I work at such and such an organization, and this is what we do for the community. And this is how we impact the rest of the world, okay, for what we offer. And then financials. Yes, they want to have financial stability. It's not the next 25 cents or the next dollar increment. It's more of how can, with what I can bring to the table, be able to generate another job for another individual, and me scale into the next leadership role that I can possibly get into. So I have one team that the goal and the agreement that they have is that they cannot move on to the next chair unless they have somebody to replace the chair they're leaving empty. So they must grow other individuals within their organization. It's based on a book called Leaders Made Here by Simon Sinek. Highly recommended, by the way. So this is what individuals are looking in a workplace. Why is it crucial for you to invest in your team? Because longevity is cheaper than replacement. If you're having a revolving door and you're having a turnover of teams, it's costing you thousands and thousands of dollars, which in reality is losses to the business. You want to be effective, right? You want to be successful. Part of that, or I would say 99% of that, is to have a steady, loyal team, a team that has bought into your vision, that feels, looks, sounds, smell just like you, because they understand you. and they understand where you're going with that vision. Again, they're not looking for the next dollar. They're looking for a contribution to something bigger and greater than themselves, to be heard and to be valued. We have an agreement that everybody is entitled to bring in ideas to the table. But once it's on the table, it's for the team to decide which idea is best suitable for the organization and the growth. So nothing is taking, personal. It's simply how can we become better as one. So these are all the areas that we want to fulfill. You, as a business owner, as an executive, also have all these 6 great needs, and you want to master all of them. So if I were to ask you right now, write down from scale 1 to 10, 1 being the least desirable number, and 10 being, I give it a 10, right? The very best number. If you were to grade yourself in those 6 areas, grade yourself right now and put, from scale 1 to 10, where would you be as in emotions? And when I'm talking about emotions, I'm not talking about emotional roller coaster. I'm talking about emotional intelligence. How are you? How well do you deal with stress? And how well do you deal with difficult individuals? Or how well do you deal with empowering, encouraging your team? And physical, do you get enough dopamine? Do you get enough serotonin? Do you get enough of all that good stuff that the body asks for? And Tony Robbins says, motion creates emotion. So how emotional by emotion are you? Relationships, you're just as great as good as the 5 people around you. So who do you, surround yourself with? Do you challenge yourself becoming better every single day? What are those goals that you're trying to achieve in your personal life? Based on the people around you. Then you have spiritual contribution. Whatever you practice, okay, whatever it's suitable for you, whatever belief system you may have, how much of that do you apply every single day? How in tune are you with that bigger energy of the creator or that being that makes you feel like there is a purpose for you in life, right? And purpose in career, again, do you want to be effective? Do you want to be right? I want to be effective rather than right. Do you want to create, again, an environment of a career pattern for your teams, or you want to create jobs? Where do you want to be? Because it's just a matter of a choice. And financials, do you want to have, again, generational wealth? Because you can have financial stability, you can have financial freedom, and you can have generational wealth. It's all a choice. How do you want to leave a legacy? Really, it's a choice. So all of that, you need to figure out what is it that you want, and the energy you put into it is important. Where do you put the most energy into it? Because if you cannot measure it, you cannot manage it. So all of this is going to create an unstoppable culture once you figure out the needs and wants of your team, your needs and wants, and how you can match them to create an unstoppable impact, unstoppable culture. So, and a lot of people, they want to see it this way, all great and fulfilled. That's fabulous. However, this may look like it right now, and that's okay. We can start somewhere. The beauty is that now you know what you didn't know. Remember how we started? What you know that you know, what you know that you don't know, and what you don't know that you don't know. And so now you know what you know what to do, and you're going to focus on the things that matters most. So in some cases, maybe financials is the thing you need to focus the most and invest a little bit more time on that. So what would that look like? Well, do I need to buy me a life insurance? Do I need to get a package for my team, 401k? What about if I invest some of their bonus structure into their own life insurance so they can have longevity here in my workplace and they feel like it's not just a job, but it's actually a career with great benefits. Every little investment in your team, it is the very best investment you can possibly do. Culture eats strategies for breakfast. Remember that. So with that, I'll leave you with this quote, that the quality of your life comes down to the quality of your communication and your choices. So choose well, my dears. Again, today we're just going to talk about why is it crucial to monitor your business, and I hope you understand that now, and maybe you have a strategy on what to implement on your business later on. Why is it crucial to know exactly what your business stands today? Okay, you want to make your choices yourself, not be forced into different choices because of what happened around you. And why is that it's crucial to maintain your team activity and have an unstoppable culture, because that's what's going to create success for your business and for your future. Thank you so much for being here today. And that's all I have. Pleasure serving you today.
Thank you so much, Sandra. It was great. This is a little bit about location, and get to know ourselves, huh? Very good. Thank you. I'm sure our audience is very excited about the possibilities that you just shared with us and to improve their businesses. If you'd like to contact Sandra, please go to the chat room and her contact information is there available. And now our second presenter is Karyna Rodriguez. Carina Rodriguez Gutierrez is the president of Exfinia Financial Services Incorporated, graduated salutatorian from the Monterrey Institute of Technology with a major in public accounting and a specialization in international finance. Carina started her professional career in finance 26 years ago, working for a financial engineering firm called Profit, located in Monterrey, Mexico. Carina then worked for a financial advisor firm in the Woodlands, Texas, providing investment advising to high net worth clientele in Latin America, Switzerland, and the United States. Carina's ability to establish business and personal relationship is one of the key strengths of Exfinia executive team. Please welcome Carina and enjoy the presentation.
Thank you very much, Alberto, for the introduction. And thank you, Sandra, for the excellent presentations. That gives a lot of material to think about and where we need to be positioning our business for the next level. Today, we are going to talk about the aspects in the financial area that need to be considered in order to make a very successful business. First, I'm going to talk real quick about Exfinia. Why Exfinia? Well, we started in 1997. That's when I moved here to the US. That's when I started my experience in the financial field here in Houston. And since 2015, we established Exfinia Financial Services. We have grown to be a practice that not only has associates here in the US, now we have associates also in Mexico, in Venezuela, in Colombia, in Chile, in Argentina, and in Spain. And we help not only clients that live here in the US, but that live in these other countries that want to transfer their wealth and their business to the US. So these are some of the services that we provide. We help with retirement savings plans, with college savings plans, planning for business owners. That's what we're going to talk about today. We can also help with life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care, health insurance, travel insurance, and of course, real estate investments. But let's concentrate today with the business owners planning. And there are 4 areas that we can help a business owner. The first area that was one of the areas that Sandra also touched was the employees. It's very important that we retain key employees because they are helping us with the growth of our business. It's important that they are properly protected. Because the business, the cash flow of the business could be affected if something happens to those key employees, and also the growth if we do not retain them. So sometimes the company might be growing, they might not have the funds yet to implement a full retirement plan for all the employees, but you might have key salespeople or key executives, key people that are helping you to grow the business. And for that, there are ways where we can implement financial instruments that we can mimic a retirement plan. And that way, the company is contributing into that plan the employee could contribute as well. And that way you can, those instruments can help you to retain those key employees. You can even add clause to that financial instrument that you're providing, and you can tell them, look, as you stay more and more time with the company, you're going to become vested into this instrument, and you can decide, well, if you work for us 5 years, then you will be 100% owner of this financial instrument. So we have ways to retain key employees that are helping us for the growth. Also, when we have partners in our business, it's very important to implement buy-sell agreements. And let me explain this with an example. Let's assume that the business is worth $1 million. And we have partner A that is the owner of 50% of the business, and partner B, he also owns 50% of the business. Partner A is the one that specializes in sales, and partner B specializes in management. And the business is growing. Both of them are doing an excellent job in their areas. But now partner A passes suddenly, and they didn't have any plan implemented. Well, now the widow of partner A is going to become the owner of 50% of the company, but she has no clue, no experience about the business, and most likely that is going to cause trouble to the company, and the company might fail. So if there's some planning, this could totally be avoided very easily. Let's assume that now the partners have implemented a buy-sell agreement. And basically what that buy-sell agreement is saying, if something happens to one of us, the other one will receive money in order to buy from our family the 50% ownership so the company could continue. So in this case, if this company is worth $1 million, we would recommend at least to get $700,000 insurance policy for partner A and for partner B. So if something happens to one of the partners, let's assume partner A, to continue with the example, well, partner B is going to receive $700,000 from the insurance policy that he has on his partner. With those $700,000 that he's going to receive tax-free, he's going to pay $500,000 to the widow of partner A. So he already purchased the 50% ownership of the business, and with the other $200,000, he's going to go and hire someone that has experience in sales, like his former partner used to have, so the company could continue and keep growing and keep thriving. So those buy-sell agreements, we do them in conjunction with lawyers. They are the ones that implement the contract, and with experts in business valuation like Sandra Hassan. They are the ones that value the company, so we can implement the correct life insurance policy according to the current value of the business. And if the business is growing rapidly, well, that business valuation needs to be done depending on how quickly the business is growing, every 3 years, every 2 years, for some business once a year. Now, in the area of the family, how can we help the business owner? We understand that sometimes when the business is growing, most of the owners will reinvest all the profits in the business. So sometimes they might not have a cash flow to implement a retirement plan for themselves, saving plans for their kids, because right now they are investing everything in the business. And we understand that, but bare minimum, they need to have protection. Because usually it's very typical that, especially if they are young children, sometimes the mom stays in the house taking care of the children. The business owner is the only one that knows how to run the business, and he's doing that very well. But what if something happens to him? How is the business going to continue, and how is his family going to continue to receive the income that he was providing through the business? So it's very important when they are starting the business, bare minimum, they must have protection, because in case something happens to that business owner, the family is going to receive this money so they can continue with their lifestyle until they can either hire someone to continue with the business, or now the wife will learn how to run the business or develop a total different career or a total different business. So it's important that he gets protection, and also protection with living benefits, a protection that also covers him in case of a chronic, critical, or terminal illness. Because if we think in pure financial terms, it's way more devastating a long-term illness than a sudden death. Because on top of that, on top of not having the income, now we have to take care of a person that is ill, and then we have medical bills, large medical bills. So it's very important that we have a complete protection with living benefits. And when the business then is growing, they have more cash flow, then we will help them to implement a retirement plan or savings for short term to expand the business, to put another branch, whatever is it that they want to do, or to save for their kids' education. But it's important that at the beginning they start with protection, and then we could help them to implement other strategies. Also, now let's assume that the business has grown, and now they want to transfer the business to the next generation, or perhaps they might want to sell the business. It's important that they do that planning. And also we do it in conjunction with their CPAs, their lawyers, their business advisor, because sometimes the CPA might even recommend to start a foundation. They might be having very high earnings, very high taxes. If they have a foundation, that can help them to lower their taxes, and also to get positive marketing. Because if you have a company that is helping the community with sharing part of their profits, and you have another company that is not contributing to the society, well, you're always going to prefer to support the company that is helping the community. So that can also be done to implement foundations, or to do a plan, a complete plan to transfer the business to the next generation, or if they want to sell that, to structure the business properly, to sell it for the highest value. For that, the business consultants are the ones that can help you to maximize that. But let's assume that this person wants to transfer the business to the next generation. And in this example, this business is worth $2 million, and he has a son that he's involved in the business, and he has another son that is not. He's a doctor, and he's doing a completely different practice, no? But this business owner would like to leave 50% of the company to each of his sons. Well, that might not be the best idea, because let's assume that this son, the one that is involved in the business, he's going to say, well, I'm working all the time, my brother is doing something else, and I'm working here to share 50% of the profits with my brother, since the company is 50-50 for each of us. So I would rather start my own company and keep 100% of the profits. So if some planning is done, it'll be way better to transfer the company 100% to the son that is involved in the company. And this way, he will put all his effort to grow that company and continue the legacy of his father. And what is he going to do for his other son? Well, he's going to get a life insurance policy that will pay him $2 million when his father passes. This way, he was fair. He transferred the same amount of money to each of their sons, this one for the company and this one through a life insurance policy. And now his son, the one that is a doctor, could use this money for whatever he wants. And this son is going to make sure that the company continues to grow. Why these contingency plans are so important to implement? Well, if you have these plans, you could get faster access to loans with better rates from financial institutions. You will also get better lines of credits from providers. You could get larger contracts from your clients, and you will also have very committed, loyal employees, because they know that the company will continue no matter what happens. And of course, it'll help you to grow the business faster and more efficiently. And these contingency plans are very easy to implement. So when you are doing the planning, it's very important that you have a complete approach. It's very important that you take a look at the 4 areas that will have a complete financial plan. First, it's important to have the proper protection, as we discussed, with living benefits, not only protection in case of a sudden death, protection in case of a long-term illness as well. It's very important that you analyze your debt to make sure that you are paying as quickly as possible the debt that is expensive. And perhaps if you have low interest rates in some areas, that debt should continue to be paid as it is scheduled. So it's very important to optimize the debt, because what we have seen is that if people do not optimize their debt, that drains their saving capability. It's important to have emergency funds for any, event that you were not planning. So it's very important to have liquidity. And once these 3 have been established, then we can plan for a medium and long-term saving plan, depending on the goals, how soon you're going to need the money, your risk tolerance, etc. So these are the 4 areas that you need to consider. And also, these are the 4 questions you need to constantly be asking, to your money, regardless of where you have it invested. You could have your money invested in your company. You can have your money invested in real estate, in a portfolio, in the bank, wherever it is, or in a combination of everything. Mm-hmm. The first question you should be asking to your money first is if this money is growing. Is it growing, or is it, if you have it sitting in the bank, well, you know that you're losing acquisition power. Second, is your money safe? Can you lose money? Do you have market risk? Most of the people know the 2 extremes. They know the bank, where it's very safe but doesn't grow, or they know the market, where they can make a lot of money but they can lose money as well. In between, there are instruments when the principal is protected. You can participate from the upside of the market and not participate on the downside of the market. When the market is down, just simply stay flat. So it's very important to diversify, especially as we get closer and closer to retirement, because we don't have as much time to recover from a downturn in the market. The third question you should be asking to your money: in which tax strategy is my money invested? Because we pay a lot of taxes, but depending on when we pay them, the final results that we will have with our savings could be completely different. There are three ways to invest according to taxes. The first category is anything that you have liquid, okay? But because you have this money liquid, you will pay taxes every single year on the growth of that money. Then the second category are the deferred tax, all the retirement plans. In these ones, you don't pay taxes now. You don't pay taxes when you grow the money, but at the end, when you're going to start the distribution, you're going to pay taxes on everything, the money you contribute plus all the growth. And then the third category are the tax advantage products, where in these ones, you pay taxes on the contributions before you save the money. But if you follow the IRS rules, this money grows tax-free and you can withdraw it tax-free. Now, each category has advantages and has limitations. So what we do is we analyze how much money exactly you need to have in each category to make sure that the money is growing as efficiently as possible. And at the end, you are not paying as much taxes. Now, everything is done within the legal framework. We are never going to avoid taxes. There's always planning that can be done to minimize the impact of taxation. This is a very simplified example. These three individuals are saving $5,000 per year. They do it for 30 years with a 10% return, and everyone is paying 28% in taxes. So everything is identical for the three of them. But the first person saved in the first bucket, in the taxable bucket, since he was paying every year taxes on the growth of that money, at the end, he was left with $38,000 per year for his retirement years. The second person that invested in a retirement plan, since he only paid taxes at the end, he was left with $65,000 per year. The person that invested in the tax advantage product, since he paid taxes when he contributes, he doesn't have to pay taxes when he withdraws the money, and he never paid taxes on the growth of that money. So at the end, he's going to be left with $90,000 per year. So imagine the three of them save the same amount of money, same rate of return, same taxes, same time. And this person is going to have a much nicer retirement than the second one and the first one. So it's not only important to save, it's important to save in the correct tax strategy. Okay, so that's what we mean by the third question that you need to ask to your money. In which category, in which tax category is my money invested? And lastly, do I have the proper protection to make sure that my financial plan is going to be solid and is going to get accomplished no matter what happens? So as a summary, this is our process. Sometimes people come to us, they have nothing implemented. We help them to implement their strategies. Sometimes people already have different accounts and we analyze what's working efficiently that we don't need to touch. We will only make a recommendation if with these new strategies, we're going to get them to their goals in a more efficient way. So we gathered information, we come back with strategies, we make recommendations. If they would like, we implement them. And every year we are monitoring, we are reviewing, making sure that the plans didn't change or that something needs to be adjusted to make sure that we stay on track. This is a very simple example that shows the importance of time. This is an example that is showing a person that wants to retire at the age of 60, and they want to have by then $1 million. This is the time they have to invest. So if they have 40 years, that means that they are in their 20s because they have 40 years until their retirement. So if they start saving in their 20s, they need to start saving less than $300 a month to have $1 million at the age of 60. But at that time, we are very young. We think that that's way too far. We want to have fun, and we don't start saving. And then 10 years go by, and now that person is in their 30s. They only have 30 years left. But by then, this person might be married, might have a house payment, and it's a little bit more difficult. And because he needed to, he left 10 years go by, now he needs to save $700, and he doesn't do it. And now he's in his 40s. He only has 20 years left to invest. And now he needs to save $1,700 because he has less time. But now this person might have children in private schools, perhaps, or in private lessons, and it's difficult to save. And then now time keeps advancing, and now he's in his 50s, and he only has 10 years left. And now he needs to save $5,500 per month. But because he's probably in the middle of paying for college education, he doesn't have money to save, and then retirement gets here. So what do I want to show with this graph is that the sooner we start, the better, the less effort is going to take, and bigger chances of success we're going to have. And let's not concentrate on what we didn't do before. Let's concentrate on what we can do right now and taking control of our finances now, because time is the most valuable asset that we have, and the only one that we can never recover. So let's not wait. Let's start the planning as soon as possible. To all the people that came to the webinar today, we are going to offer a financial planning consultation. Complete analysis is worth $1,500. We're going to do it completely free. And as long as you make an appointment within the next 2 weeks, we're going to share access to our calendar in the chat and our contact information, so you can contact us. Here is our contact information, and we are here to help. Thank you, everyone.
Karyna, thank you so much for your presentation. Very critical products that can assist our business owners to protect their businesses and their wealth in general. If you check on the chat room, there's going to be a feedback link. You can access it. If you can copy and paste it into your desktop, because once we close the Zoom meeting, is going to disappear. And also you can schedule a meeting with Karyna Rodriguez there. There's a link as well. Karyna, Sandra, thank you so much. Do you guys need or would like to add something else?
Well, I wanted to say thank you so much for the opportunity to speak here in this platform, and also to offer you a free business evaluation and a 30 consult with anyone who would like to know more about how to grow their business.
Thank you, Sandra, and thank you everyone for being here. If you want to take control of finances, please take advantage of this free consultation that we are offering as well. And you have access there to our calendar in the chat. And also, please complete the feedback form. It's very important for us to know topics that you would like to hear in the near future. So let us know what interested you, so we can provide that information. We are here to add value to our community, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you, Alberto.